collectors and action figure fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, finally completing the collection, we're going to be taking a look at the new Disney Parks exclusive NANO GAUNTLET. As it appeared right when Tony and the rest of the Avengers finally assembled all of the Infinity Stones and put it on the NANO GAUNTLET right before the Hulk snapped his fingers to bring all of our heroes back. And by getting this gauntlet, in addition to all of the other Infinity Stones, you also get the Soul Stone, which is the only way to get that stone. So while we've collected a lot of the other relics, such as the Tesseract, the Orb, the Scepter, all of those came with the Infinity Stones that were inside those containers, the Soul Stone didn't really have one. It was protected in a way that really didn't need a container. In order to get the Soul Stone, you had to sacrifice someone that you loved. In the case of Thanos, he sacrificed Gamora. And for the Avengers to be able to get it, Black Widow sacrificed herself, allowing Clint or Hawkeye to attain it. So it makes sense that they would put it with something else, such as the NANO GAUNTLET here. But it is kind of unfortunate that you can't at least just buy that stone. And now I have extras of all of them with the exception of that Soul Stone. I only have one of those. But, you know, it is what it is. For the gauntlet, though, itself, one thing that I will say is that in terms of the packaging, I'm fairly disappointed in this. The gauntlet itself only came wrapped up in a little baggie. There was no box or anything of that nature, and I really feel that they missed out on an opportunity, you know, to put it in some, like, Stark Tech box. All these other relics have been coming in these really cool boxes, and you can see that the NANO GAUNTLET with all the Infinity Stones comes in this kind of box, which is similar to what we've been getting before in terms of looking like a container itself. But this is the only thing that came packaged, so definitely disappointing in that regard. But I do like how you got this little rainbow effect of the different Infinity Stones, because all the other boxes had that color specific sort of detail on there. And since all of them here, it makes sense that they have like this little rainbow effect. But when you open it, this is it. These are the Infinity Stones. We've already gotten the Time Stone, the Power Stone, Space, Reality, and of course the Mind Stone. The Soul Stone, though, this being the oranger one here, is the only one that we didn't get previously. And all of these still work with the other relics, much like you would expect. So getting these out of their packaging, I now possess all of the Infinity Stones in the palm of my hand. And like I said, coming down here so that we can take a look at least the Soul Stone here. We already took a look at all these other ones. This is much like them, where you have this really nice orangish color. I love how they're all different shapes too. That's really cool how they did that. But all of them have this also very nice metallic paint on the top of it, which that looks really cool and is very reflective. I like that a lot. But of course, we have to bring in something to kind of show you that. So here's the Tesseract. This started it all. So let's use that. First, let's turn this on. And you can see that if... there we go. That's going to light up and do its thing. And then click, 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 click. And then, of course, you can activate it much like you always could. And then you can take that stone out. Of course you can. And then you're going to take this and you're going to plug this in here. Oh, get that. There we go. Well, that's a cool... Oh, that's really interesting, the sound. And then you got the very orange color, and then you rub that, and now you see the orange stone kind of bleeding through. And, of course, that makes total sense, and it does that with all of them. So it is very much like all those other stones when you change this and then you put it into the different containers and such. But you can see that, like I said, the stones here are identical to what we got before. Let's flip that around here. Wait, is it? Wait, what's going on? Are they identical? Wait, what? These gotta be. I gotta be crazy. I'm looking. Yeah, is that identical? Am I crazy? That doesn't look identical. Oh my goodness. Are these different? I'm going to have to pull out every single one now. But this looks like it's a slightly different shape. than it. And now I'm kind of confused on which one came with what. Oh my goodness gracious. Did they change that? Look. I mean, am I crazy? Are they the same? They look different. Oh my gosh. I know that seems completely ridiculous, but to my eye, they look a little bit different. That's quite impressive, honestly. I don't know if I was really expecting. I'm going to have to go back and check all of these. But, and like I said, I don't remember which one it came with. So, now I'm completely confused. Either way, it'll work in here. At least I hope it will. Ooh, boy. Way to be prepared for this review, Paul. There we go. That does the same thing. So I guess it doesn't really matter which stone you have in there. It's going to still do the exact same thing. But we all know that they took all these stones and they added on there. Now, like I said, this is meant to be the Nano Gauntlet that was first used when they had that little machine that was coming in here and putting those on there, and then the Hulk took it and then he slid it on his arm, and when he slid it on his arm, it expanded, it opened up a little bit more. So this is meant to be more how it was before that expansion. So in terms of the size, it works pretty good. I actually like it. Now, once it expanded and got bigger, it stayed that way. So when you look at, for example, Peter Parker carrying it, or Captain Marvel, even when Thanos put this on, it was already in that big expanded state. So this is, like I said, meant to replicate how it looked before it did that. And I'd say that they did a pretty good job with it. I mean, it is fairly large, obviously, as you can see by my hand, but it works pretty good. Now, you have this section right here. I didn't close it all the way because this is where you have to open it, put the batteries inside, which I love the detail on here. They still have that, which is really cool. We're going to flip the switch. That is a cool sound. That's impressive. So let's put this back on, and we're going to start assembling this guy. So put that on there, clip that all the way in, and come on, go up there, and then squeeze that in, squeeze it in. There we go, just like that. Now, while it's like this, you can put your hand in here, and if you've had any of those other Infinity Gauntlets, you know basically what's going on. It's hard to see in there, but there are little kind of rings that you pull things. So, for example, pulling the first one down brings the finger down. Pull the middle one, it does that. Pull this outer one, the thumb moves. The back ones here are all on the same one, so both of those go down at the same time. One thing that is kind of unfortunate is, and it's kind of hard to see, you're not going to see it, but my hand is about right here, which makes sense because you can't put your fingers up there, but it in turn makes it look like my arm is a whole lot longer than really what it should be. My hand should be here, so this should realistically be about there on my forearm, but it only goes up to about my wrist. So that definitely is a little bit unfortunate, but there's no real way that you can put your fingers all the way inside this, so just be aware of that. But let's put these stones on here. So first we had the power stone. That's going to go right there. And it's the same sound activating in here, which is cool. But you can see the nice pulsating light right there. The next stone that he got would have been the space stone. So let's put that one right in there. And again, that same space stone effect, and then you have the different light up features. I wonder if anything... So, oh yeah, so this part right here, when you go like this, and then kind of pull it down, that's the snapping effect, but it's not doing anything. Because all of them are not there yet. The one after the space stone was the reality stone, so let's plug that guy into that slot there. And again, you can see that one lighting up and powering up. The next stone on this row is going to be, of course, the Mind Stone. So that's going to go, oh, wait a minute. No, that's not right. The Mind Stone went there, didn't it? So the next one would have been the Soul Stone. I'm sorry. So this comes here. Put that in there. And again, you can see all of them lit up very, very nicely. The next stone came from Doctor Strange, and that being the Time Stone. So this is going to go into this section over here. Clip that in. You can see that piece light up. You see all of them lighting up. And now we can take the Mind Stone. And the Mind Stone was the last one that Thanos was able to actually acquire by, unfortunately, killing Vision. So let's turn the lights off. And you can see all the stones glowing absolutely beautifully. And now you can't see it, but here is the Mind Stone. And now they're all there. And that, again, looks absolutely gorgeous. Let's take some of these lights. I'm going to turn some of them off here. That way we can kind of see this a little bit better. So let me switch these lights off. There we go. I'm dropping stuff. Oh, there we go. So now we just have the backlight going on. But you can see just how nice those all really look. Lit up absolutely beautifully. And then, of course, now you can put your hand in here and you can bring the fingers. Much like before, you can bring that one down. Bring that one. But, you know, when you do that, and then when you do that, doesn't do anything. When you bring them together, though, that's cool. So you kind of bring them in and then let them sit there for a second, and you get the finger snapping effect. And of course you can make like, oh no, that's well, that's not how you do it. Just random pieces falling out. Stay in there. There. Oh wow. Why is that not staying in as well as it should? That's not locking in there all that well. There you go. Something like that, I guess. That was kind of funny. But you can bring like kind of like a little fist sort of thing here. That doesn't go down as well as I wish it did. But again, you do the... Oh, what's going on here? Oh my goodness. What's happening with that guy? Yeah, the one stone that I want to have, for whatever reason, does not stay in there really all that well. That definitely... Hold on, let me take a look here. Yeah, that one for some reason just kind of comes out a little bit easier. Yeah, like that. And then it's spring-loaded. And of course, I have no idea where it is now. So you know what I'm going to do? Let's turn the rest of the lights on. Yeah, so for whatever reason, this one's not staying clipped in here as well as it should. You got these little clip points right up here, and you can see that they're kind of off-centered. So when you do it, it should relatively easily clip in there. But like right here, it doesn't. That's the problem. It doesn't actually grab hold of this. So let me try... But even still, like up here, it doesn't grab nearly as well as it should. And God bless it. So yeah, that's definitely unfortunate. You can kind of see you got this little groove here. This one, just because it's got this little section up here, it doesn't really groove in all that well. So I don't know why they designed it like that. I mean, it sits there as long as you don't touch it, kind of thing. But you can see that, like down here, this little groove bit here is now not really even touching the stone. So it's barely in there. That's really kind of unfortunate that it's designed like that. And that's the proper configuration. We all know that that's the order that they were in, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't work very well. Now, for comparison with some of the other gauntlets, this is the Infinity Gauntlet as used by Thanos. Now, obviously, Thanos is going to be much larger. This is not the extended version like I had talked about. So you can see just how large, realistically, Thanos' hand is. But you can see all the different stones. So yeah, you got like the Soul Stone here at the tip, and then the Mind Stone here in the middle. The only thing that I kind of wish that this did, and obviously you can see how small this is. It's the same size. It doesn't expand, and we know that that kind of expanded when we saw it in the movie. That's just the way that it is. But like I talked about, this is before it expanded to the size to be able to fit on the Hulk, or in this case, Thanos. Now, because we have the Iron Man gauntlet as well, I'll bring that in, and you can see that even this is actually fairly larger by comparison, but this allows you to put your whole hand inside there. And again, these stones activate. The thing that's nice on this is these ones also can remove, and I kind of like that you get like the sound and stuff. As I talked about, these stones cannot be used in this, so that's a difference between like a Marvel Legends version and then of course the Disney Parks version. Very similar, but you can kind of see that actually the light up effect works better on the two Marvel Legends ones than it does on these. I mean, this is still lit up, you can still see it, but this is a very subtle light up effect. I do kind of wish that was a little bit brighter. In general, I'm very happy that I have this. I am disappointed in a couple things. Number one, it is disappointing that they don't sell the actual Soul Stone by itself. All the other ones come with the container. This one, the container is the glove itself, and I don't really necessarily think that's... I guess, you know, like I said, there's no other real way to include the stone unless you just did sell it separately. But I almost kind of wish that they did do it that way. I still like this. I am happy that I got it. It's not something that disappoints me at all. But I do wish there was another way, because like I said, now I have two of all of these stones with the exception of the Soul Stone. So it is what it is. Size-wise, I think it works pretty good, but it does seem a little bit short, especially because, like I said, your hand is basically here in it instead of being all the way up here. So it kind of looks odd. Like, you put your hand in there, and it kind of looks like your hand is, like, way bigger than it needs to be. Oh, that was oh, I kind of tugged on that. I do like the fact that you can activate the snap. I wish there was a little bit more interaction with it. There's really not much anything else other than plugging it in, getting the individual sounds, and going with that. So, in terms of a comparison to the other containers, it's definitely, in my opinion, a bit of a downgrade. But it is, like I said, the only way that you can get the Soul Stone. Now, one thing that I will say is that you have the option of getting the Nano Gauntlet or Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet. I chose not to get the Infinity one for two reasons. Number one, I'm not able to go to Walt Disney World where this is available at the park. I had to get mine through Shop Disney. Shop Disney only offers it in this style, which I'm okay with, because the regular Infinity Gauntlet, I feel, in this size would be too small. Maybe, though, this stone here fits better in that gauntlet. I don't know. Either way, you can see it sits there fine. Just don't bump it. I mean, in general, I'm happy with this. It works out to be a really nice display piece, and it fits with my other two gauntlets that I have on in my display. I just think that it could have been done a little bit better. The overall look is solid, but in terms of the execution, I definitely feel it falls short. The other Infinity Stone containers are much better. But absolutely, I would recommend adding this to your collection. It is fun, and still allows you to enjoy all the stones, just know that it truthfully is probably the weakest of all of the releases that they've done. And that's definitely unfortunate because this is supposed to be like the culmination of all of it. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Disney Parks exclusive Nano Gauntlet with the Soul Stone. Again, I want to send a huge shout out to all of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, who, if you haven't been a channel member for 2 years or more, you have collected all of the Infinity Stones. So very soon, I'll be sending this out to you guys. So make sure that you have access to the Optibotimus Plus Discord, where I'll be messaging all of you to see if you want to get this version or if you want to get the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet. I'll let you choose whichever one you want. And again, thank you so much for over 2 years of support. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in and watching. And as always, please remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. And until next time, this has been Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and auf Wiedersehen.